5 lights, and away we go. I think everybody got a decent start there.
That's an insane start from Koushik. Exactly what he would have wanted. Oh, RB Ferraro, he just sneaked onto the inside and he has to P2.
Salvage some points all the way down.
Eccentric sending down the inside on Oxygen, and Oxygen is coming back alongside. Putting his wheels, and he's side by side going around the outside. And I think he's got the move done. Yes, he has got the move. Oh, still there side by side, but it's got the inside line.
Hello viewers, and welcome to another round of league racing in IRC F1 esports. We are here in round 9 in Abu Dhabi after quite a long hiatus. I mean, it feels long since the last race was 2 weeks ago. We were racing in France, and it was quite an exciting race in Tier 2021, and we're hoping for another banger of a race in Abu Dhabi also, as we did in the IRL race last year, I'm sorry. And let's hop into the track video. So 5.55 kilometers long, 21 turns, 2 DRS zones if I'm not mistaken, not a lot of elevation changes, not many places to run off as well. I mean, you don't have much gravel here, so it's gonna be fairly smooth racing. There will be a few tight sections here and there where the walls are pretty close to the track limits. And let's quickly jump on board the Hotlap video. So quite a blazing fast hot lap by our Tier 2021 driver. Unfortunate that he had to join in a bit late in this season due to, to put it plainly, him being too fast. So the coordinators had a bit of confusion to whether to put him in the right tier, like whether he had to. Anyway, never mind about that. So right now we are still waiting on the lobby to load up, and well, I think I forgot about the introductions. I'm Dan, the SSG Assassin, or Sir SSG Assassin as I'm called nowadays. Doing both streaming and commentary for now I hope the commentators, will join in to save me from the trouble of doing, multitasking, a lot of multitasking. So yeah, we will be joined later by ABDNF, our coordinators, and hi Moto, welcome to the Combox. Well, Abu Dhabi's, last year's games, Abu Dhabi track is definitely not a favorite of mine because it is way too technical for my liking, especially since I'm on a controller. So a lot of tricky traction zones and steering sensitive corners. So it was a bit tricky for me. This year's F1 2020 F1 22's Abu Dhabi, however, is a very fun track to drive on. Uh, yeah, especially after the reprofiled a few of the slow corners, it's much easier to tackle. Yeah, even if you might have your disagreements, but I think it has opened up. The reprofiling has opened up a lot more opportunities for overtakes, especially through that the corner before the last one, the penultimate corner. Since the it has been a bit more widened, you can go fully flat there. And if you're going too wide, so yeah, you don't have to sacrifice so much of your speed. So yeah, another opportunity right there. Yeah, it would be a hell of a scene if if for this race also the safety car was brought in the last few laps by a Williams driver. And yeah, that is looking quite likely because we have Mr. Raut here, who has not had many race finishes this season. And touchwood, I hope he finishes this time at least. And he's also driving a Williams, so another one to that. Yep. Yep, we're on board Abhi now, who's started his hot lap, and yep, he's right now through turn 4, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it is quite a fast lap for his first run, and yep, there we see the dead car of Alex, who's not been able to set a single, who's not been able to set a time so far, and quite unfortunate for him really. Now, speaking of turn two, no, so not turn two, it was turn three or turn four, the chicane specifically. It's a very tricky. The first left-hander is quite a tricky corner because you have to mount the curb somewhat. If you mount the curb just a tad too much, you'll be sent spinning or flying. Flying being the more likely outcome. But you just have, if you mount it just right, then yeah, you're set for the next set of corners. Likewise for the next set of corners that Abhi is approaching, the awkward section which I had mentioned earlier, just after the end of sector 2, I think. Yeah, there we go. That's the corner. Those are the corners. So if you miss out on the very first corner, like if you go a tad bit off, then yeah, that whole section is ruined. You will lose probably 3 to 4 tenths in that. In those set of corners, so it's very crucial how you take that very first left-hander. Yeah, welcome to the Combox ABD. Have to apologize to you. The in-game telemetry is a bit bugged. Oh, that was a very close moment, and we had with, I think it was Turbochuk. Yeah. So sorry about that, ABD. Our in-game telemetry is a bit bugged at the moment. So the IRC telemetry is a bit bugged. So yeah, I'll bring this up instead. I completely forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. Well then, I hope you guys can take it away and leave the streaming, leave the camera work to me. Oh, I didn't notice. So, is it okay now? Oh wait, yeah. Is it okay now?
Just give me 1 second. It's gonna take like 10 seconds to reflect probably.
Yeah, it should be fine now. I had accidentally muted it on our streaming software. Whew. Yeah, should be up now. So, based on what we're seeing, the time boards, leaderboards so far, not many drivers, not a single driver who's even close to Abhi. The P2 himself is a second and a half behind, which is the Alpine of Dark Knight. Pretty consistent driver in the last season, although he's been marred by a few unfortunate, unlucky incidents in most of the races, especially in the last few races. Since then he's named himself the Depressed Knight because of how his races have been going of late. We don't see. Oh wait, sorry. That is for yeah. So our current championship leader is, I think, Karthik Sub. Is he the current championship leader?
Yeah,
Everything?
he is.
Yeah.
He's leading the WDC as of now.
Yep. So the WDC leader Karthik Sub is yet to set a time, and from the he did turn in a bit too late, so we did see that over here. Goes a bit too wide on the entry on this corner, and I think Blaze has had a retirement. We'll quickly get back to him in a bit. Yep, that was Blaze retiring, crashing out after the exit of the last corner, and yep, another fast driver claimed by this track. So that's 2 drivers out of the race. Let's quickly go back on board. Where is he? Karthik Sub. Yep, there we go. So yep, we were on the topic of the WDC. So WDC is still yet to be claimed by any one of the drivers here. The Constructors' Championship, although, has been taken by the Aston Martin drivers, thanks to Inks and Karthik Sub's brilliant strategies, quote unquote.
Yep. As we speak, there's one more retirement. Meroth, debut race in
Ooh.
Tier 21, retires on track just ahead. That's literally on the middle of the track. Karthik Sabri going to finish his lap right now. He must be very scared to see
Ooh.
that car, and he finishes a beautiful time, 135.9. That's a great time, given that it's still 9 minutes left there for the qualifying there.
Yes, again, it is once again an Aston Martin P1, P3, and sort of Pat just had an off moment there. That corner is a bit pretty tricky, especially after if you miss your braking, yeah, that's where you go wide. He has to take care not to take that sausaging there, and he's been
very close to invalidating his lap, but I think he's starting his lap because of the telemetry. No, his ERS is almost half, as I can see from his wheel.
He's done with his hot lap.
For P2, so it was a good lap comparatively. Yeah, he did have a quite off moment, but if it was not there, he probably would be very close to Karthik Sub. Interesting line by Saurabh there, and there goes NB with 135.5, nearly 5. There's a 0.5 second gap created between them. There's a good gap right now, given that he can have one more run right now.
Not forget, one of the drivers who's one of our veteran drivers is making a comeback today. It's Sir Tanish, one of my fellow sirs, making his comeback after nearly a season break. Season break wouldn't be precise. He's back after I guess forever. Yeah, that's not a precise answer either, but it feels like it's been an absolutely incredibly long time. The former Tier 2 champion not been able to do much of league racing after college started for him. So yeah, it's great to see you back here, my friend. I hope he doesn't spin and die, as he said in the briefings before.
Yep, but I just don't get it that he hasn't done any outlap. He hasn't gone for any lap. I don't know what kind of strategy he's going for.
Maybe a Vettel-esque one.
Hopefully, or probably he's having some wheel issues. I'm not sure. Hopefully that's not there, because we are looking for Spanish good performance out there here. So in Pets, he can do one more run, basically his final run for there. And Rajesh, who is on his hot lap right now, since we do not have the telemetry, it's really hard to go.
He did go a bit wide there. I think the game is definitely glitched out, as it says that he's got a purple sector 1, but yeah, if he had cut the entirety of turn 5, maybe he would have gotten that purple sector, but I don't think that is the case. He's probably looking at top 10 finish, easily a top 10, because my look at those gaps. A half a second, and then from P6 onwards it's just 2 seconds away. It's insane, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like everyone is just basically focused on the last run that they're gonna do. We just hope that there's not a lot of fixed costs because of it. Where Rajesh is now probably in turn 11, 12. We are on board Abhi right now, who is in sector 2, going into that turn, the straight turn 8, 9, 10. As usual, we do not have the data on if he is. Oh, that was.
Yeah, he did mount that in Apex quite aggressively. Quite surprised that he didn't invalidate his lap. So, brakes just on time.
Some time on that. Oh, he's pushing his edge. It looks like he's pushing all of the track. All of the track limits gone.
That was very close.
Not invalidated. And here goes Avi into the final turn to complete his lap, and we'll get to know if he improves or not. Yes, he does.
By just 15 milliseconds.
Just crossing Saurabh Pat there. That is 1000.
Oh. quite those are some margins. It's like, you know, how they say, hairbreadth's gap, hairbreadth's width, and that is what it is now, a gap between Saurav
and
and
that
Abhi.
1,000th of a second is gonna create a 0.5 second gap on the grid, I believe.
Yep, you probably have the mathematics nailed down because, yeah, I'm pretty bad at that stuff.
Yeah, I think it just showed that Dark Knight had 2 purple sectors right now. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
don't
Apple is
depend on
first
those
one.
the track map purple sectors, my friend.
Right, right.
Yeah, was a pretty
Because
bug.
we are yet to see the lap time from Rajesh. We saw that he had purple sector 1 and he's yet to set a time apparently. Dark Knight seems to have improved for sure. He doesn't have any traffic ahead of him. He should be able to improve his lap times there. Or takes the apex, misses the apex a little bit, and he does not improve. He's gonna stay P6. Yep, he's gonna stay P6.
But he's
by
improved
the
his own lap time by
Yeah. By
9
a second, I
tenths.
believe.
9 tenths
Nine-
it
yeah,
was. Yeah. But yeah, that is considerable improvement. But yeah, it should secure his position in P6. Seeing that the gap to the driver behind is 2.6 seconds. Yeah, not many drivers I think who can beat that time. Although yes, our coordinator lead has come out finally after what feels like forever. Maybe his first lap in league racing after God knows how long. Let's just hope
He already
nobody
had
has jinxed him.
invalidated his lap, and he just cut the.
No, he's on his out lap.
Yeah, but like if you cut too much of corners, you get like this and next lap invalidated. So you
Oh,
don't
right,
want that to
yes.
happen.
Yes.
You don't want that to happen, and he's already in sector 3 right now. He can't cut the corner right now for sure. And there we go. Guni has retired in turn 8, just before, sorry, turn 7, I believe. So that's some awkward position there. Get DNF'd.
How do you lose
yep,
your car over there?
Yep, completely lost the car for sure.
He did lose it, but my question is
Yup.
how?
Yep, he definitely lost the car. Right, there we go on board Sir Tanish, who's about to start his hot lap right now. With 1 minute 10 seconds to go. Yeah, so
Yeah,
he hasn't invalidated his lap.
I don't think he's turned on his ERS. It was blinking red even in the straight. So might have forgotten to turn it back on. Yeah, that will surely cost him 100th or 2. So Sir Tanish, I'll just take you guys through this lap, and goes extremely wide here. Yeah, he's bound to have lost 3 tenths off the lead pace. Turns on the DRS down this long straight, feels like 800, 900 meters long. Under that goes under the P0, has to get his braking right, brakes exactly at 100 meters. Nails the section. Has a bit of a squiggly moment. And he's back into the second DRS zone. The infamous Lewis Hamilton versus Sergio Perez battle, where the place where it took place. And yep, he's invalidated his first lap. And yeah, he unfortunately won't be setting a lap time, and Envy has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane, and he's been dropped from P1 to P18. Dead last.
No, that is unfortunate. I just hope that's not a game bug there. I doubt.
I think
doubt it.
it's definitely not a game bug. I think he would have. He's probably spun out at the pit entry, and was parked like sideways on the pit entry, and he couldn't get his car straightened on time, unfortunately. Maybe he could have just reset the track, since we don't. Yeah, I mean there is a bit of leniency in quali at least. But unfortunate
while
for
we
him.
had our eyes on Tanish, there's Ink who has set a beautiful lap time ahead of Karthik Sub, surprisingly. He moves to P2 and Saurav Pat gets the pole position as of now, given that MV is disqualified in the qualifying session.
Is that? Yeah, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're just moments away from completing the qualifying. Is just Acid 85. Gonna.
Ah,
Oh, okay. That I don't have any words for that. Yep, rams into the wall, exceeds track limit, of course, and he's gonna go to pit and retire. Is this sort of Pat who's left on track? Yeah.
yeah,
He
that's
also
most
moved
likely.
there.
Oh, it's not his AI driving around. Okay. Yep, it's definitely not his AI driving around. So, yep, I think that is sort of Pat's first pole position in IRC.
Yep, that is for sure. Oh, apparently, Vinay was the one to block the pit lane, and for that reason, Envy had to I had to brake early, brake so hard, and he just missed placed his car. So that was just unfortunate.
Yep, as one of our admins would say, league racing is 50% skill and 50% luck. And yep, that was his luck was pretty bad that time. And that brings us to the end of this qualifying session. Sort of Pat takes a surprising pole position. Let me just quickly cover the race director. So if you just give me a bit. And
Yep. In the meantime, we'll just introduce our co-commentator in the here, SD, who's leading the WDC for Tier 1.
SD
Yeah.
boys, he is back
Before he
in the
starts
com
speak, we'll
box.
just cover the qualifying. Saurabh Pat gets pole position, Inc. P2, Karthik Sab gets P3, Abhi P4, Dark Knight P5, Mr. Raut P6, Turbo Tube 7, Vinay gets 8, and yep, that's much. So yeah, SSJ, I'm sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, I was just welcoming SD back to the com box. Like how Tanish is making a comeback to league racing, SD is making a comeback to the com box after Australia in season 7, because I'm pretty sure that was the last race in which he commentated. He was bashing my race strategy left and right. I remember it quite well.
Hello, I think that's the best introduction and any commentator has got. So thank you guys. But yeah, I'm really happy to be back. Happy to be on this game because to be honest with you, this game is really a very soft spot in my heart. And yeah, I mean, looking forward to a good race around Abu Dhabi, which surprisingly we never have done a league race on this game in our IRC esports ever. So yeah, this is the first ever Abu Dhabi GP on this game. Um, Anything can happen. I have no idea about strategy, but I can tell you that it's not going to be an easy one stop because safety cars are imminent. And I'm pretty sure, even though I just got a glimpse of NV starting from last due to an unfortunate incident, I think there was a McLaren on the way, yeah, blocking the pit lane, and he had to just take the. I mean, I don't know what happened exactly, but yeah, I mean, anything can happen. So, folks, so do stay in. And I think, I mean, there's a championship to be won, and I think NV and Karthik are close. So, we'll see what happens. Over to you guys.
Oh, I didn't know that he was leaving. Are you leaving though? Is he left?
No,
did he
no.
leave? Okay,
No,
all right.
he just handed over.
All right. So, yep, the formation lap has started, and yep, sort of Pat is leading the pack for the first time in his IRC career, and followed by the two Aston Martins, a familiar scene in the top 3 over here. Followed by Abhi in P4, Dark Knight in P5. Mr. Consistent, if you ask me. Roth, Williams P6 and P7. What a mighty surprise! Especially in Tier 2021, I'm used to seeing them outside the top 10. But yeah, a brilliant high performance, I guess. Even though they were like 2.5 seconds off the pole time. Vinay in P8, the man supposedly impeding Envy from getting into the pit lane. Followed by Fuzzy Dunlop in P9 in the Alfa Romeo. P10 and P11, the Haas boys of Guni and Acid 85. Rajesh Rudravarjula in P12. Deadshot in P13. Blaze, Tanish, Meroth, Alex and Envy. I mean, let's exclude Envy because I was about to say these drivers could not set a lap quick enough. So, yeah, they are placed in the order in which they DNF'd. And P18, the Alpha Tauri driver who was disqualified, as I had said earlier. Probably might be doing a last to first as usual, because yeah, we've seen him do quite a lot of that.
Yeah, before the formation lap ends, can we quickly go on to tire data? Thank you for that. So it looks like the back of the grid is going to start with mediums there. Interesting choice by Alex to go for hards in 2021 game. Okay, that's definitely an interesting choice given that he's going to start from P17 there, and he goes for the faster compound because he's going to want to start making up places straight away.
Alex is the only one who's hardcore here. Get it?
Seeing the
he's-
tire data, it's like looks like Envy has gone for stocks. I mean, any thoughts on that? Because he'll be most likely be stuck in a DR state unless he gets a mega start. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at it. He's trying to rig this heat of the tires. So I think he's banking on getting a good start. I mean, pretty sure the position is sold on Deadshot, who is not in the lobby as of now. So yeah, he'll be looking to at least get to the top 10 by the end of lap 2 or something. So then let's see how the race starts.
Yeah, that's probably what was in his mind as we are waiting for the 5 lights to go out, and that's not a good camera angle this game has given me. The first light isn't out yet. I hope the lobby is not bugged. What's going on? I'm seeing blue flags.
I think someone is loading. Give us
Yeah,
a
I believe
moment.
it's the loading thing. Yep.
Yep, typical Cody's stuff. We are stuck with.
I mean, at least we are able to have formation lap here on the.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
The 22.
The lights are out,
Okay.
and 5 lights, and we are off, and this camera angle is not giving me good okay, so Karthik Sub has had a brilliant launch. He's the top 3 going 3 wide, and oof, someone has been pushed off over there. Ink goes really wide out of turn 1, out into turn 2. The order still remains almost the same, and the Haas boys, both of them have dropped to the last 2 positions. So Ink leads the race, followed by Karthik Sub, followed by Saurav Pat, who's dropped down from P1 to P3, down through turn 6. I think they go, and yep, I think the order is set for the next few laps like this. Abhi looks to be pretty close to the Alpine driver in front. Every driver probably dumping their ERS here. Blaze on the meantime has jumped from P16 to P10, and he's making an aggressive dive down the outside of Mr. Raut and puts himself into P9. Sir Tanish has jumped 7 positions and has found himself in the top 10 already, although he is currently under attack from Blaze 55. Who is, I think, yes, he is alongside him. Wonder who's going to break the latest, and yes, it was Blaze, but unfortunately he could not set himself up for the next set of corners, so he keeps himself behind Tanish. Oh my, these 2 drivers have turned on their nitruses, and yep, look at the number of positions they've gained. Envy, on the other hand, has jumped into the top 10 already. So yeah, a brilliant start for these 3 drivers.
Yep,
Yeah, what
that's
a start.
great start. He just has to manage to get past Blaze, who could be little, I don't know if even there are drivers around him. So this might be a crucial overtake for Envy. After that, he should be able to, tactfully overtake others. Let's talk about the start there. It looked like Saurav Pat got clipped, got sandwiched between the 2 Aston Martin there. I just hope he doesn't have some
What
wind
an
damage on
overtake
him.
from Karthik Sub.
What a- yeah.
It almost
Yeah,
looks like Ink gave the position to Karthik Sub.
I mean, those 2 Aston Martin drivers got a brilliant start. I mean, both of them jumped Saurav. I think at the exit of turn 1 itself. So yeah, there's definitely a team gets played here, but what a start from Envy. To go from P last to P9 after only 1 lap is just what he needed, given that his championship leader is just leading the race. As we see the McLaren boys going side by side, and the set driver Envy trying to keep, and he has missed the braking zone. This is not going to be a good reach on, and
That is a synchronized spin from both the McLaren
I
boys.
called it. I want to say I called it. That is the crucial overtake for Envy. But yeah, he definitely has some wind damage. Can we go on board Envy now to see how much damage he has? Oh, that was really wide overtake from Blaze.
He outbroke himself. I think
There's
he's
a lot of
losing
chaos
positions.
going on here, and yep.
That
Just too much
is.
to follow. Just too much to follow over there. It looked like Blaze, Envy, Deadshot, all of them, three of them went off track there.
Yep, looks like
Yep.
Envy's accumulated some damage. He's lost out considerably, man. He was slowed down a lot by both the McLaren boys. He is understeering all over the place. He's definitely got
Yeah, I think
damage.
the McLaren boys I don't, they just held their ground and he waited, but I think he did not expect the guys to go really slow. And oh god,
That's a
god.
decent
Thank God
car.
that was a disconnected driver. That was very unsafe return. We'll be praying that. I mean, he's lucky that that car was not solid there. As we go on board Tanish, who is trying to shed off all the rust and try to get in his, of course, the winning mentality that he always has. It's going to be difficult for him. The drivers here are not as, let's say, it's not slow drivers definitely, but they are consistent. So it's going to be difficult. But he has DRS on Turbo Choke and he goes down the inside into the first heartbreaking zone and gets the move done easily.
Has a tad bit of a lock-up moment there, but then yeah, he is one of the few drivers here who is off the ABS. So props to him. I mean, a driver of his caliber should be, should not be driving with his training wheels. Yep, and yeah, he is quite fast with them. Even now, after such a long hiatus. Yep, the leaderboards are also not helping my cause at the moment. Can't really figure out the gaps, but yeah, it's just I'm just looking at the track map and kind of guessing how close the drivers are. And looks like this pack of drivers, these 5 drivers from P1 to P5, Karthik sub to Dark Knight. It's a proper sandwich, Look at that. A topping of Aston Martin, a patty of Red Bull, and another bottom bread of an Alpine bread to finish it off.
I don't know where you were taking that analogy, but okay. Anyway, yeah, I think team game. I think Karthik sir will definitely want to keep Ink within his DRS zone to at least pull him away from the Red Bull drivers, as we see.
Oh no!
I think he was getting a bit too restless, and he donates his wing in that process.
Oh man, he's gonna go back to. I think he's gonna drop down to outside the top 10 now. He has to pit.
I mean, he has the overspeed on Avi. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Oh, that's a very close braking zone there. But I think if they were playing the team game, he should let Dark Knight go. But I don't think you can. I mean, this is a track where you need the downforce completely. You cannot go with even a little bit of lime green damage. So I think he's doing the right thing. He's letting him go as we have a first retirement, and that might bring out the safety car, and it does. There you go. The race is completely turned on its side again.
Yep, can we go to the tire data now? We have to see where Envy is, on what kind of compound he's on. Yep, he's on medium, so that's going to work out really well for him. He should be able to go in 3 positions. That is the 3 softs ahead of him can retire. Probably everyone will be thinking of going for medium right now. And the safety car is out there, and let's see if the Aston Martin duo goes into the pits.
I think
They are
should
good.
double stack.
They are gonna double stack, just like
Oh, no.
Irene, I believe. Yeah.
No,
Ink is
this
gonna
is a
lose the
bad
position to
idea.
Avi.
Yeah, this is a
Gonna lose
bad
the
idea.
position. Yeah, because even though he's going to lose more than 6 seconds staying there, because the turnover from the crew, it's not that bad, to be honest with you. 2022 has much more as he gets held for Dark Knight. Is that? Yeah.
Alternatively, I believe he could have stopped or slowed down the pack because he has
I'm not sure what
found
happened.
the car. He could have slowed down, and legally no one could have overtaken him on track. So
No,
he
but
could
you're
have
not
just
allowed
waited
to
some
do that.
5 seconds.
To be
Yeah.
honest with you, in the book, you're not allowed to slow or create a gap to your teammate ahead by slowing the pack down. But yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't lose any position, because I think Abhi was quite far behind. And yeah, it's quite surprising, but I think that's actually a picture perfect scenario for the Aston, because they're still 1-2 after pit stops. I mean, people ahead did not pit yet, like Tanish and people on the mediums basically. I'm not sure what Deadshot is about right now, but I think he's definitely trying to create a gap with his peers. So yeah, I mean, it still looks good for the Aston Martin drivers, and it gets a little bit worse for the Alpine drivers as Saurabh has to recuperate from that wing damage. So where is Envy in all this now?
Yeah, and he
P12.
has just gained 2 positions because Deadshot decided not to pit over there. So Deadshot is gonna keep position 4, but I doubt if the softs are gonna last. I don't know, probably lap 9 he's gonna pit again. That's basically 2 laps after the safety car ends. That's just not the right decision for now. But yeah, let's see how it works for him.
I mean, this safety car has brought Envy back into the mix. I mean, he can definitely try to at least get close to the leading quartet that is right going to be there. Still, championship is still there. The gap has to be more than 31 points. Right now, it's, I think if I know correctly, it's like 26, something like that, or 27. So yeah, if Karthik Sav, I think, outscores Envy by 4 points or 5 points, I think that's championship sealed for him. So Envy has to win this race somehow, has to finish in front of Karthik Sav. As we see, Deadshot is trying to cut his losses and pits for, I think, as a set of mediums.
That's a late decision to pit when the whole pack is already, just behind the safety car. Now he's going to drop down straight to P20 there. He should have made the decision or just stick to whatever he was on to. The late pit never helps. Yeah, it never helps. The whole pack is, joined, and now, yeah, he's going to join on P20, P17.
SJ, you have done this game a lot. You have raced on this game. What do you think the tire life is there on this track? If you have any experience of it?
Well, it's been quite a long time since I've played this game, enough to actually know what kind of tire wear or strategy should be done. But I think Tanish and Mirath should be having about 30 or between 20 and 30% wear on their tires.
If you go on board as they have, it should be at least yellow. I think
Yeah.
it's around the 20s, if I'm not
20s.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so they can go, let's say, another 7-8 laps. I mean, I'm not considering the safety car laps. So yeah, this race is wide open, to be honest with you. Tanish, but I think the most this safety car has helped is Tanish, because if he has the pace, he's quicker than Karthik Sav and Go. He can at least gap them, and then maybe if another safety car comes out, he can literally jump them by when everyone pits on the same time. So yeah, and the safety car is in this lap. So why don't you guys take over?
look,
And
yeah.
see
Before
what
we
everyone
do,
does.
just look at the position delta of both the Mercedes drivers. I mean, I know that they didn't pit, but my God, 14 positions both of them, and Mirath, that too. I think it's his first race as a permanent driver or first race in IRC itself.
Yeah, first race in IRC.
So yes, the newbie gaining some rapport here in his debut itself. So that is fantastic, I guess, from him.
He can be of biggest help to his teammate right now. He can somehow hold Karthik's Perez style in last week. So yeah, we'll see how how Tanish restart. I hope he hasn't forgotten how to restart. I mean, at least this game doesn't have the thought cut, so everyone will be safe in that.
Oh, look at that gap. I think Mirath is going to get penalized for this. That was quite a gap that he created to Tanish, and it's green flag racing again, and looks like someone is being attacked by, that was Abhi making a move on Karthik Sab, and he has completed it. So it is, that was Ink, my bad. Sorry for the mistake there, and looks like Mr. Rawat has had an incident again. Abhi's looking for a move, thinks about a move around through the inside of Mirath, but wisely holds back. Probably is waiting for DRS. Envy, on the other hand, tries for a move around the outside of the Haas driver, backs out at the very last moment, and is probably dumping all of his DRS. Let's jump off, and Guni is also holding on to dear life here on the straight. It ultimately will be a question of who's gonna break the latest. Envy decides to break, and mounts a little too much of the curbing, although gets a good exit on the next corner. His he's sticking quite close to the diffuser of the Haas driver. Who's gonna come out at the very end of this? Again, decides to brake later than the Haas boy, and yep, he has come out ahead. And yep, that was a brilliant battle there between both the drivers.
Yep. Beautifully judged from NB. Gave Guni enough of a gap on the inside to make him safely go around the corner. As we see, Meroth has lost 4 positions or 5 positions. So yeah, I mean, the plan definitely didn't work for Mercedes driver, even if they had a plan. So might be those old tires from Meroth coming into play, but Karthik Sub is on it right now. He's looking to get past Tanish and maybe create a gap to his closest rival, that is Upbeat.
And
Alright,
that
so-
3-second time penalty for Mr. Raut exceeding the track limits is already on P17 right now and gaining those time penalties. And we again up on the move for Turbo Chu. Blaze goes way too wide and he also gets those 3-second time penalties. The DRS is not enabled right now because it's after the safety car restart.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a really chaotic start, to be honest with you. I think the closest right now is Saurav Pat, who is trying to go on a move, but we are on board NB. Can he get Turbo in the braking zone? He's side by side into the corner, and that's a really good move from NB. He's moved on to P9, and we have a gaggle of cars going forward, 3 wide on the exit of the corner. But NB is also joining that, and there is going to be side by side with Meroth, who is losing positions left, right, and center, and that's NB up to P8, and he's nearly there in chasing the lead pack. He has a couple of cars to go overtake, and there's the 5 cars, and especially Karthik Sub, who will have his sights on him. So yeah, this is looking good on the up for NV right now, but anything can happen. We still have 20 laps to go.
Yep, and that 1 milestone ahead of him is the overtaking the position from Blaze 555 again. That's going to be a bit tougher one. I think he'll have to play the patience game here. DRS is enabled. He can just go for the straight overtake, but for that he will have to wait for 2 sectors to be able to do that. And he's not going to wait for it. He's going to try to take the position outside. Blaze goes 60 inside and he holds the position right now. Multiple people getting 3-second time warning, and he's right back at Blaze. He's not ready to lose any second. He's not thinking of slowing down for now, or even just holding till the DRS is, the DRS. So he's just waiting for Blaze to make the mistake, just to pounce on him. And we have yellow flag. That's Mr. Raut spun there, and he's not gonna reset to track. So no issue there. Back to NV. He's not gonna dump his DRS. I think he's gonna. He'll be waiting for the next DRS overtake probably. This sort of pat ahead of him, so that might be just a little tricky to overtake Blaze and create a gap between Saurav and Blaze there.
Yeah, this is the, as we see, Karthik Sub has gone past Tanish. I think Tanish has made a mistake, or is it just a DRS move? We have missed that, unfortunately, but I think this might be a turning point in the race, because Karthik Sub is fresh mediums, 5 lap fresher than Tanish. He can literally create a gap, and that might be unstoppable. That will make him unstoppable or uncatchable at the end of the race. But yeah, Tanish has to right now stick within the DRS zone, or else his strategy of staying out and the safety car might not actually work out. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think NB is doing the right thing. He's trying to save DRS, and he's trying to at least get, or at least have one specific move. And Blaze is not going that slow as well. He's just at the fastest lap, and Blaze right now is all the way behind, and NB is right behind Gearbox as well. So anything can happen. Is this the dreaded DRS train here that we all not like on the tracks, any track actually, where there are long straights? So anything can happen again, folks, and I think someone has to give here. I think Blaze might be the one driver to make a move, and NB might capitalize. So we'll see what happens right now. And Saurav looks like he's quite low on ERS. Don't you think, every day?
Yeah, he has the. I was about to say that, bring that point. He's already down to 23%, so that shows how speed Blaze has been on him already. And we have a yellow flag over there, and that's Mr. Raut again, spinning in the same turn as of the last lap. Blaze right behind Saurav Pat with the DRS. He's not gonna dump his DRS. He's already down to 40%. Can we go on board Dark Knight to see what kind of percentage is he on? Although, yeah, both of his teammates are close and they go side by side. That was really, yeah, almost touched.
I think what happened was Blaze misjudged where Saurabh broke, and he just in avoiding that collision, he went into the side of him. Thankfully, no one turned around, and they're still here. So I think that's the positive thing we can take. But I think that promotes Envy to P7 and one more step closer to his championship rival. But he has still a lot of work to do to at least gain some points on Karthik's tonight.
Yep, definitely needs to get some luck out of this race right now. That will definitely help him. Multiple people getting a lot of time penalties there, and so I think Sir Tanish might pit in this lap. He has to because his mediums are already down to 10 laps. So if he's going for the 2-pit strategy, he should be pitting in this lap. We'll have to see where he will go down to. Interesting choice from Blaze and Fuzzy Dunlop going for the hards there. I'm not sure what people are thinking. I doubt if it will work.
So Blaze, I think, had damage from that incident with Saurabh Pat. So I think if you're pitting on this lap, you have to go on hard because it's 15 laps to go. Unless there's a safety car, I think the medium just might make it. But if you're going to completely push in the all 15 laps, maybe hard tires is the way to go. But anything can happen. Safety car, we know what happens in safety car. So, looks like Tanish really has good pace around here still. I mean, he's in the DRS zone. He has 5 laps older tires, but he's still keeping up. And as we see, Envy is trying to mount a charge and try to overtake Saurabh Pat at this moment. But Saurabh Pat is doing a very good job trying to keep the fast Envy behind. And doing so, he has also gained time on Dark Knight, which was, I think, 3 seconds in couple of laps. So he has half that gap. And this might be, again, Alpines working together, trying to keep those 5th and 6th position. But looks like Envy has got a really good run. Will he send it? No, he's not. He is not close enough. But and this corner is anyway. You don't go side by side with him as we go down the final corner and start another lap. That is lap 30.
Sir Tanish decides to stay outside. It's already 11 laps, and I'm not sure what the pit window is for him. But yeah, that was a good point. He was 0.3 seconds right behind Karthik. He's probably following his lap, and that is really helping him to. Keep up to his pace. So
that might, yes. Saurabh Pat is wide. This might give NP the impetus as Saurabh goes wide, try to get the best exit. But NP, I think, is already ahead. No, they're side by side. NP should have the DRS, and this should be a done move. Unless Saurabh Pat is spamming his DRS, which he's not. So yeah, that's another position for NP and one more step closer to Karthik. Who's let's say it's only 5 seconds ahead. So. Again, we still have pit stops to go, so anything can happen. An undercut, an overcut, and we might actually still finish ahead of Karthik, which might put his championship hopes alive. But Saurabh Pat is coming back. Will he go down the inside? No, he thinks better of it. Tries to mount a move, and we see Guni has retired from the session.
Oh, he went straight down there. I'm not sure what happened, but he really went straight there. It looked like Vinay did not probably had a touch with Vinay or dead shot over there, and his car just went really straight over there. Anyways, there's not a safety car. There's no safety car. There's no VSE. The race goes on. Probably what Envy was hoping for is a safety car. I'm not sure he would have gotten those 1.5 seconds gap cut. We have yellow flag again in the same turn. It's an Alfa Romeo there.
I think it's this Guni's car is well outside the racing line, so that there's no need for any caution or let's say safety car, any kind of vehicle in track. But yeah, that was a very weird incident. Looked like either his brakes failed, or there's some issue with this gear that he's using to race, or there was a contact which spewed him, let's say, miles into the braking zone or runoff area. So yeah, that was a very unfortunate and a weird incident. But yeah, as we onboard Tanish, who is, I'm not sure what the interval is. It's completely glitched right now, but I think he's more than a second behind us. No DRS activated. And yeah, he's doing a great job, to be honest with you, because 12 laps, keeping the pace of the leader, let's say, you're losing a couple of tenths a lap. Quite let's say, commendable at this time.
Yes, definitely. Oh, and Vinay, I think it was Vinay who lost,
Oh, it
who
was
went really
Blaze.
wide. Acid. Okay, Acid was the one to go wide, and it was Blaze who took the opportunity there. Yeah, coming back to Tanish's topic, he did not have DRS for last last two laps actually, but he's still in that 1.5 delta range, so it's not really a huge gap created. He's really doing well. Even Abhi is, still behind Tanish, so that shows what kind of pace Tanish is showing and the consistency. There goes billboards. Yeah. But we'll have to see when he decides to pitch, because can we go on with Tanish to see the color of his tire? Yeah, the rears are in the orange.
He's definitely within 40 to 50%. So he has to pit at the next. I mean, I think he started on medium, so he has to either go on hards and soft. So if I was him, I would rather go to lap 18 and try to get 10 laps done on the soft tires, given safety cars and other things. So he's doing good. He's doing good, but there's still a couple of, let's say, crucial 4 laps to go. And there's good amount of ERS as well, so let's not count him out on this lead.
Yes, definitely. That's a good valid point there. Lot of gap is created in the whole field here right now. Envy is trying to take Dark Knight with the ERS there and makes the move quite comfortably over there. And now it's time to see if there's a switch back with the Dark Knight having the ERS now. Yeah, he's gonna spam his DRS. He will definitely want to have that position back, and he's gonna get that position really easily, quite comfortably there. Yeah, Envy's not gonna like that. He's down to 48% of ERS. He does have a good amount of ERS there, but that switchback didn't really help him.
Yeah, all this battle is doing is hampering his progress up front. But yeah, good battle, well set. Like the move was rightly set by Dark Knight just to get the outside there and set himself up. But yeah, it looks good. The race is going quite well too.
Yes, definitely. Still nothing is fixed. Everything is up for grabs. Even the P1 is up for grabs. Yeah, so Tanish is still out. He's gonna keep. I think it's like the strategy that SD mentioned. He's gonna probably keep on till the safety car is out there, and he'll probably hope that it is around lap 18 so that he can directly pit for softs.
I think on low fuel you can do 9 laps on this game, this track. So he has an opportunity to show what his pace is, what his tire conservation is, or his technique is. But he's still keeping within 1.5 seconds. So yeah, those medium tires look to be really consistent. And I think Karthik sir and maybe the people who pitted, they'll definitely go on softs. But it'll be interesting to see what lap. And as we see, NB is. Oh, he's playing the long game. He's not overtaking Dark Knight, and he's trying to set himself up to overtake in the next part, next DRS zone. So yeah, that's good thinking. But will he be able to get it done? Because Dark Knight definitely spams his DRS, and looks like his overspeed is quite good. He goes round the outside. Will he be able to outbreak Dark Knight? He doesn't have a good way, but Dark Knight sends it down the inside. But NV whizzes round the outside, and that's one more position for NV right there. Up to P5 he goes.
What a beautiful strategy there. He knew that if he had overtaken in the first DRS zone, he would have gotten switched back to, I don't know, P6, and he decided to stay right behind him and got a great exit there. That was a great move, great strategy. He does improve from his mistake that he did in the earlier lap, and we did have quite a couple of yellow flags over there, and I think it was Haas who had spun there. Anyways, it looks like none of them has retired, so it's all well right now on the track. And Envy has managed to pull off about 0.9 seconds of gap already. He just needs to get him off the DRS, and yeah, it's about to happen, and he might be able to do it easily. Yeah.
Yep. Looks like Tanish is facing the tire degradation that we thought he might get, as Abhi is within his DRS zone. Abhi at this point should be, let's say, half a second at least quicker. But yeah, it looks like this lap won't be going to be enough for Abhi, because at this moment he would rather want to be ahead of Tanish and within the DRS of Karthik sir for a possibility of a win there. But yeah, it doesn't look like he has the overspeed. He's quite far behind. Although it looks like he's going to be dumping all his ERS. He's trying to go around the outside. He goes off the track momentarily, but I think he doesn't have enough as we see yellow flags in the second last corner, is it? Yeah. And that's an Alfa Romeo of Rajesh. Spun right there, and here comes Mr. Raut from the back. Yeah. That was a very for Rajesh.
Oh, very close there to the rear-ending Tanish there. Abhi is, yeah, I think that was a great point by SZ there. I think he's just gonna not want to overtake Karthik Sab right now itself because he's not gonna get that DRS that he was getting. And Tanish decides to pit finally. Let's see what kind of tires he go
Leaders
for it.
both have pit. That is an
Yeah, that's
interesting move from
right.
Karthik Sab.
Okay, I believe he started on soft, so I think they're gonna go for mediums. Yeah, I think Karthik should be able to get a fresh medium.
He's getting held? What? Hello? What is?
Where did his car go?
The car decided to play peekaboo on us. Yeah, he's ahead of him. But yeah, Tanish on softs, Karthik Sab on mediums.
Very interesting.
It's all to pay.
Yep, that's the two different decisions there. Envy decides to pit for fresh mediums right now. I don't know if it was just looking at the yellow flags out there.
He did a bit. He was getting stuck behind, I think, Ink. So it is a good decision to undercut him because I think.
Believe, yeah.
So the medium runners right now was leading as sort of partly overtakes his teammate. That's quite a straightforward choreographed move, I think. But going back to the point, I think people who have pitted on the safety car, they would want to get to at least lap 20, 21 because there's no point of now pitting for softs or pitting for mediums because if he can stretch his medium tires till that time, he can put on a fresh set of softs miles quicker than anyone at the moment of the track. So I'm not sure why Karthik's have pitted for those 7 mediums. He had the time to go for fresh set of soft. So it's interesting, but again, I don't understand why NP did because he wanted to get out of Ink's dirtier so that he can at least undercut him. So yeah, I think the top 3, to my understanding, will pit lap 21 or 20 to put on a fresh set of soft. What do you think, everybody?
Yes, definitely. That's quite a good analogy that you brought here. It actually looks like that, but yeah, Karthik Sab might have just misjudged. He should have stayed out actually. And Ink is gonna decide to pit. Even Abhi decides to pit. Yeah, the all top runners are deciding to pit right now. We'll have to see what they're gonna decide to pit for. The race engineer is gonna obviously suggest some mediums, and we have a yellow flag that's probably in the pit lane, I believe.
Yeah, it's in the pits. And yeah, I mean, there's a huge gap, of course. Undercut. Undercut is huge, as you can see, dude. There's a huge gap between Tanish and Abhi right now.
And there goes Vinay, who has spun. Rajesh decides to retire in pits, and hence the yellow flag that we had in the pit lane. Yeah, that was a huge undercut. Sai Tarun is already behind Karthik Sab, already like 0.5 seconds in. I believe he has the DRS.
Yeah, he has. I think he has to make this move stick. He needs to get ahead, and that's a very good dummy from Tanish. He sends it down the inside. Will he be able to keep it around the outside of this corner? He gives the room, but Karthik Sir has a healthy dose of DRS again, and this should be an easy round the outside move for Karthik Sir. Tanish, there's a bit of contact there. Like is Tanish still down the inside of it? Keeps it pinned. He goes over the curb, and yeah, Karthik Sab still prevails ahead of Tanish, but that was, I think, not the best move Tanish could have done because he could have waited for the second DRS as we saw Envy doing it in last. But Envy gets past Ink in that pit stop debacle. So look at it. So that undercut has worked for Envy.
Yeah, it did. Really good strategy. Good move from him. And definitely that was a very close battle between both of them. And I think Sir Tanish might have used his ERS to keep up to that DRS. Let's just hope that he learns from this lap and does what Envy had done, just basically wait for the second DRS, and that's when you overtake. And Dark Knight decides to get the fresh mediums right now, given that it's just 9 laps of race left. Sure why he would go for mediums right now.
You never want to be in place of Tanish because at this moment he's thinking, I have to run a gap so that in the later stages I have enough of advantage to keep it's a very narrow line. Karthik gets a better exit as he has the outside line. But yeah, he's in a 2 minds right now. Should I push now? Should I save my tires? He's very confused. But as Karthik puts it down the inside, no, sorry, Tanish goes down the inside, and that's quite an easy move. But we saw it last lap. It's not a given that you'll be ahead going into the next braking zone. But Tanish gets a very bad exit as usual, as we saw from last way. But Karthik sir is in DRS. Tanish has to keep down the inside, and he does. But Karthik sir goes around the outside. Will Tanish keep it pinned in the inside? Yes, Karthik sir is now on the inside, and that's a really, really close battle, but a very fair move from Tanish.
Yeah, that was beautifully done. And Fuzzy Dunlop retires where Mr. Routh has already spun twice. Is this a safety car movement? We don't know. Everyone is already pit, and I believe everyone can finish on this tire itself, except for Mr. Routh, who's on 15 lap old mediums. Coming to Sir Tanish, he's already pulled off that 0.5 second gap. He did give enough space, but Karthik Sub seemed to be little eager, and he had to mount the curb twice. And thereby the gap created is like 0.7 seconds, and those softs are gonna fly now. He might be able to get him off the DRS zone just before the DRS reduction is there, and yeah, he'll definitely want that to happen.
I don't think it might happen.
Yeah.
Will it? It actually can, but he needs it, because if Karthik sir is within DRS, this race might be done. Because at the end, Karthik sir is much better in the chicane compared to Tanish. Gain, let's say, at least a tenth and a half. So yeah, he's within DRS. He has got the DRS. So yeah, don't go away, folks. We still have a race. As I think it's a 2-horse race for the win right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a second DRS overtake probably. That is if he manages to get very close, and given that Tanish has been having a bad exit in this particular turn 11 actually. Okay, apparently Sir Tanish did manage to pull it off. He maintains that 0.7 seconds gap, but Karthik Sub is gonna have the DRS again, and he will cut the gap right now.
Tanish has to put his foot down. He has to create more than a second, otherwise this race is done for him. But we never say never, as it goes around in the motorsport racing. Anything can happen at any moment. Look at Envy. What would you do in his place? He's, let's say, 6 seconds behind the leader. He is around a second behind his P3 position, but P3 will not be enough, and Karthik sir, I think, might be around WTC if everything finishes as we are right now. So it is going to be very cruel or very, very bad, because Envy was the fastest guy around initially, and that entire debacle in the pit lane got himself really bad. Like, the situation went good to very bad in one instance.
Yes, definitely. Looking back to that incident where he got disqualified and he had to start from literally from P18, it's gonna be demoralizing. He's probably demoralized throughout this race, and somehow is up to P9, and I hope he has the DRS right now, because if so, he might be able to. No, he doesn't seem to be gaining, so he doesn't have the DRS. If it would have been, I think he could have gained that position by the end of the second DRS zone, that is end of sector 2.
Yeah, medium tires maybe. The soft tires might have gone past their best. Tanish is not making that much headway as he should, to be honest with you, if I'm honest with you. So it looks like the soft tires are not the tires to go, and the people who picked another safety car have done a really good strategy out there to go on a set of mediums. As we saw on Tanish, the mediums can easily go 15 laps, so it might be the race tire. Everyone might have done a really good decision there.
Yeah, probably, but he did manage to get Karthik Sab off his DRS zone right now, actually. So this happened right now. So I believe we might be able to see some gap created even further now, given that Karthik Sab is out of the DRS zone, whereas Envy is in the DRS zone of Abhi, and the move should be done in this lap itself. Yeah.
Yeah, this is very important for Envy. He has to get past Abhi to at least have some chance of mounting up to a challenge to the guys ahead. These 6 tenths should be good enough. I don't think he has great ERS. He doesn't have the battery with him. to make a move right there. But he is looking close. That's like half a second, to be honest with you, on this track with a good exit, which he gets from the last corner, from the hairpin. And it should not be an easy move. But again, he has to set himself second DRS zone. Looks like he has 30%, and I think NV around the same. So he has to set himself up. It takes much later than the Red Bull. Takes a narrow line in, but that was not the best of lines. But he is within the striking distance that's needed to get past in the next DRS zone. Will he dump all his DRS? No. He decides he's decided to stay back for now and mount a challenge in another lap.
Yeah, you gotta keep your DRS above 30%, or else your engine is gonna lose, not be that 100% efficient. So he's not gonna go below 30% for sure just yet, given that 6 laps of race is still on. And we do, as we can see, that the gap is created by 2.2 seconds of Tanish. So yeah, those softs are showing those results once you're off the DRS zone. But yeah, still the race is
But at
not
what
over.
cost, everybody? What cost? Because if he is pushing at this moment, I'm pretty sure that oh my god, what a save from NV. That might have been
Beautiful.
heart in his mouth there. Definitely. But yeah, at what cost? To get back to the point, because if he's pushing and then Karthik Sab is just keeping it cool and trying to let's say keep his tires for the last couple of laps. So 2 seconds is not enough to keep,
Yes.
because it just takes one mistake for him to get back in his DRS zone, which is very easy in the degraded soft tires, as NVs take a wider apex, a very late apex there, sorry, and he is definitely with the second distance. But again, we have seen him, he likes to stay behind in this DRS zone, but it doesn't look like he's trying to use that strategy as he goes whizzes past the Red Bull driver. And there is Deadshot, who has retired in the Latifi corner, is that?
Oh,
And
it's a safety car.
Oh, this has changed everything for Tanish, for Karthik, everyone.
Yep, that's a blind stop for fresh softs. I believe it's a blind pit stop. And who do we have first? It's Sir Tanish himself, is it? Who has not?
I think
crossed?
they're still
Okay,
yet to
yeah, they're
go
still
in
yet
the
to go there.
next
Okay.
couple of corners. So, what I think, I'm not sure, because Tanish is again, it's Abu Dhabi 2021 back at it again, because if he pits, if he doesn't pit and everyone pits behind him, that's the end of the race for him.
I
If he
think-
doesn't pit and everyone else like pits, and it's going to be completely that's a word.
Yeah. I was just saying that I think Tanish stands to gain much more if he decides to stay out, because we will have another 3-4
You're right.
laps of racing left. So
You're right, SSJ. You're
yeah.
right, SSJ. He does that. But Karthik Sab is pitting. Oh my god, this is
no.
the
Everyone
recreation
behind him
of
is gonna
Max.
pit. Yeah, everyone
The
behind him.
recreation of
will-
Max Hamilton right there. Everyone else, still P3 has pitted. This is okay. I'm not sure about the strategy now, because as I told, if everyone else pits behind him and he doesn't, there is no way a fresh set of softs can keep 6 laps off. 6 lap old softs can keep fresh set of softs behind, even though without DRS, because the traction difference you get here is massive. So I don't know. I mean, at this point, it looks like Tanish just made the wrong decision there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, ultimately, it was his decision was dependent on the other drivers, like from P3 to P7, and they decided to look the other way and put on a fresh set of tires. Seeing that, the driver behind Dark Knight was Blaze, who was 20 seconds off, he could take the risk, and everybody else followed suit. Yeah, this does not bode well for Tanish at all.
Yeah, but the small advantage that Tanish has right now is because he did not pit, there are 2 lapped cars between him and Ink right now.
Oh,
that
please
is-
don't. Let's not go there.
Oh no!
What has been
That's a safety car overtake.
What is going on? He's
That is
got
one
got
lap car.
disqualified. Oh no! He overtook the safety car. Oh my god.
But again, let's not go to lapcast and overtake again. We have seen what can go wrong. But
Yeah.
my point being is, Ink is. I mean, I know how the smarter team works. Ink is just gonna let Karthik sir walk past him. There's not going to be an issue there. But what has the safety car brought is we brought the championship leaders close together. You have Envy and Karthik Sab. So if Karthik Sab can keep Envy behind, Tanish, and if they both fight rigorously, Tanish might still have this win. And we're going to have only a couple of laps at least, or maybe 3 laps, given that I think safety car has to get has to be inside in the last 3 laps, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes,
So-
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of scenarios that's possible, but most likely it looks like Tanish might have done a bad decision there. And again, I mean, it's a very difficult situation if you're leading at that point, but I don't blame him for that. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna bite him later on.
Yeah, we were just talking about the 2 lap car between him and one of them has gone because decided to overtake the safety car. So there's just 1 lap car between Tanish and Ink there. That is the cars of Acid 85, and that might just help him to create some gap, have a safe restart. He will definitely have that confidence over there. But yeah, the tires are not gonna help him for sure.
I think safety car in this lap or next lap? I think it might be next lap.
It should be in this lap. It might be in this. There's a chance. There's a high chance of it getting in this lap, but it's not necessary that it has to go in this lap.
Yeah.
So as we can see
I mean-
from, Meroth is quite a bit off of the driver, the last driver on the pack, that is Blaze. So I think we will have another lap of safety car. I hope
Yeah, I'm
we
looking
do.
at the tire. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm looking at the tire graph right now. Every single one, barring the top 2, who are in the top 10, have just set of tires. Not sure what what tools Ink has to fight those 9 cars that are behind him, but it's gonna be incredibly difficult for Ink to at least keep the position, at least be in the podium position. If I may say so.
Yeah, and if the safety car goes in this lap, then we'll definitely have DRS in the last lap, and that will, I don't know, create some chaos if there is a DRS stream. That's definitely not gonna help Ink for sure. Yeah.
I mean, the cars at the back have not caught yet, but not sure, dude. I'm not sure. It might be this lap. It might be next lap. I'm not sure what the. And Tanish is really close to safety car. My friend, please do not hit the car. We don't want you to get disqualified after such a brilliant drive that he has done after the long
Yeah, and
hiatus
if
from
that
the sport.
happens, Acid will be able to unlap himself.
Is it not this? I don't think it's in. Doesn't look
It's
like it's
not
going to be in.
announced, but yeah.
I mean, this game, any Cody's game, you can get the safety car in the last.
No,
moment,
no,
so-
we are in F1 2021 as the.
Yeah, that
You're
that has
talking about
happened in
22.
21 also.
You're talking about 22.
Oh,
It
it
has
has
happened in all the
21.
Cody's
Okay.
games.
Yeah.
It gets called up. But again, I think this is the lap that is going to be. Yeah.
I'm speaking from personal experience, so I'm pretty sure that we could have a last corner safety car in this lap message coming out.
So yeah, we have a couple of laps of racing here, folks. Still, anyone's race to win. Probably the fresh tire runners are going to get this podium. But I mean, Tanish and Ink will throw the kitchen sink at them and try to keep their positions. But yeah, it looks like no one has penalties. That's really, really good. I hope I'm not jinxed anyone. But yeah, barring Blaze, Acid, and Mr. Roth, I think everyone has driven a clean race, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, actually, those who had penalties are got DNF. So that is why we have the clean penalty board right now. We had, I believe, 9 seconds on Deadshot and 6 seconds on Rajesh, 3 on Guni. When Vinay had 1 second.
People are going really side by side.
Yeah, and the surprising thing here is Meroth is the last in the safety car queue, and he does have 2 people behind him, that is Acid and Mr. Raut. So basically, Meroth is about to lap Mr. Raut, who is just ahead of him.
And he's already lapped Acid. No, he's about to lap Acid and missed out twice. So this
Yeah,
is interesting. Those two 11th battle is on for P11 between the 2 lap cars, but I mean, it's not going to be straightforward for Mirror to catch to the back of Turbo Chuk as we are in the final sector. And as we expected, the safety car is going to go in. Tanish is slowing the car already. So, yeah, mind games already. And
Oh, I
very,
think.
very close.
Oh my God, what is? I think he should not be that close to Tanish, or I think Tanish slowed down way too much. In fact, but luckily both drivers escape without any penalties,
Yeah.
because we all know how this game is, how generous this game is with dishing out such stupid penalties.
Yeah, you just make a minor contact which does nothing. Even you can't feel it on the force feedback, but you get 5 seconds. So,
Oh,
Oh,
look at
that's
that again.
very
He's
close.
Acid. Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's familiar with. Oh man, yeah, he really needs to cool down his. Yeah, he really needs to cool himself down, and I really hope he does not screw up Tanish also. And yo,
Tanish is gone.
what a launch he's had! Tanish must be thanking the heavens and Acid for creating that nearly a second gap. And oh no! What a save! What a save! And that Tanish just lost all the advantage that he's gained. And yep.
There goes Karthik sir fasting as usual, as we discussed. And now it's battle for the lead.
And yep, it looks like Karthik sub of he is quite a bit off of Sir Tanish, and unfortunately he won't have any DRS also, since it's just last
retired.
2 laps. Yep. Oh.
So yeah, I think something happened in the chicane there as Tanish goes
Yep, can we
off
go
the
onward?
racing
Envy
line.
right now. Envy and Abhiyar might have a switch.
Oh,
in
that's
place
one
there,
move
yep.
from Ink. Can't make another move there, my friend. He
Both
did
of them
not,
dumped
but-
in the ERS.
Oh, what a
Envy
send
goes-
from Envy. Goes down the inside. No DRS, mind folks. And yeah, that's P3 for Envy, and he has 1.5 seconds to catch up though. But yeah, will that be enough on the final lap? I don't think so.
Yeah, given that the DRS will be disabled throughout the race now. Unfortunate for Blaze, I'm not sure if he gave someone the wing damage before dying there. Tanish is able to manage that lead as of now, surprisingly really well. He just needs to hold it for one more lap as we are into the sector 3 of the penultimate lap, that is lap 27 right now. Ink is Ink has already lost 1.2 seconds off to Envy, so that shows how the difference
he's-
is.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. I was just saying that he should have gotten a warning there. Probably just one more warning away from getting a 3-second penalty. So he really needs to keep his head down and stay calm, not get too antsy.
Has lost positions to Abhi. What happened there? I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, this is it, folks. Final lap. 2 long straights after this very bad chicane, and so close. Karthik is so close to Tanish. Will he take a wider line? He loses the car a bit on the apex. Tanish gets a good exit. So does Karthik sir, and that's run to the next DRS, to the next braking zone. Both of them will be dumping. If Tanish is clever, he will save a bit of DRS for the next DRS zone, which doesn't have DRS, mind you. But Karthik sir sends it down the inside, covers Tanish line, but Tanish keeps it and he goes over the curb, and that might be it, folks. That's a very long gap now. It's like 1 second. So yep, very good defense from Tanish, but that call comes in vain, and there you go. Karthik sir for now is looking like he's going to win the race.
Yeah, he should have never left that inside line. Now, given that Envy is right on back, and he'll just have to pray that Tanish makes a mistake. I don't see any position where Envy can overtake Tanish right now. I don't see any place where he can send it down the inside. He just have to accept the P3, I believe. And there was quite a couple of switchbacks from the Ink and Saurabh. Somehow Ink managed to get that P5 right now. Multiple people getting 3-second penalty in the end of the race, and there goes Karthik sub winning the Grand Prix there. Oh, he did not get the 3-second. Tanish finishes second. Envy gets P3 there. Abhi gets P4. Ink P5. Saurabh P6. And his teammate Dark Knight gets P7 there. What a race from Envy. Managed to get P3. I think he should be happy with the result, given that he started from P18, but it would have been a really great race if he was there in P1.
Yep, I think the gap right now increases. But I'm not sure who got the fastest lap, but without the fastest lap, I think it should be 21 points. So yeah, the championship still goes on to Brazil.
Look at that. Look at who's got the fastest lap and by how much of a margin he did.
That happened 118. How is that even possible?
Yeah, there is a reason we call him Rocket Rajesh. So,
I think I'm not sure who got the fastest lap, but yeah, we might have to recalculate it in the post. But it looks, I mean, the good race. There's a lot of strategy involved, a lot of tire saving, and I think Tanish nearly had it. It was so close at the end of the day, but it is Karthik sir who takes the top top step of the podium. Aston Martin wins again, and that's nearly one hand on with WDC right there. Tanish, after a long, long gap from league racing, gets onto the podium, which is, to be honest with you, a very good feat. And Envy rounds up the podium, starting last and in the podium. He'll be happy, but again, he had to close down the gap to Karthik Sab, which he's unable to do. But still, there's 21 points to go.
Yeah, great results for him, Tanish. Not a quite good restart from him. From what data we have over on our screen right now, it looks like Karthik Sub has got the fastest lap. But anyways, we'll still have to go through all the drivers' fastest lap just to be. Yeah, SSJ, can we go to the podium interview screen? And we'll be waiting for the our top three finishers to join our bases. So
Correction, folks. I think it's 27 points. I might have got it a bit wrong there, but yeah, championship is still on by 3 points, so he's still looking good. To be honest with you, for Karthik Sab. I think we have the podium finishers for today's race. Yeah, so let's start with the P1 finisher, that is Karthik Sir. Karthik, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, great race from you. I mean, what a start we witnessed from both the Aston Martin drivers going down the outside of the Alpine drivers. And yeah, I mean, you did have a bit of hurdle to pass. That was Tanish at the end of the race. Take us through how your race was, and especially after the safety car, why did you decide to pit at that point?
Envy was right behind me, and he was catching up pretty quickly. And on similar tires, I think Envy is pretty quick, much faster than me. So I think I'd have no chance if I didn't pit. So I just went for the softs, took a gamble, and then I think Envy also pit at that point. And the only advantage that I had on Danish was that he had old softs. So towards the end, I could just catch him up, and then I just went for the move. And Danish was, I mean, his racing skills are pretty amazing that we didn't collide or anything. So it was fun.
Yeah, it was really good. Can you tell us about the qualifying? What happened there? And I do want to know about the race start. It looked like the both of the Aston Martin had sandwiched Saurabh Pat, who was the pole position.
Yes. In quali, my first run was okay, but my second run I messed up. It was one of my big mistakes I made this season. On my actual lap, until the start of sector 2, I did not realize that Hotlap was not turned on. I turned on after that, thinking, why am I losing so much time? And then it was screwed up after that. And on the race start, I think I got a good start. I went on the outside of Saurabh Pat, but Ing could not turn. I think he couldn't brake in time either. So he was in the way of Saurabh, and Saurabh couldn't left. And then I think our wheels touched, but that's about it.
It looked like Ing just completely disregarded the exit curve and just went straight on after turn 1. But yeah, good race from both the Aston Martin drivers. I think if any one of the commentators have any questions, please.
No, none from my side. Well done. Congrats on your pole position. Sorry, win.
Thanks.
I mean, the race is already over. I'm not sure where you're at. But anyway, let's move on to P2 finisher, returning driver, a sweetheart, Tanish. How are you, fan?
How are you doing? Hey, boys.
Well done, well done. Really good race. I mean, you did not show any side effects of the rust or the sabbatical from racing right there. Really good on the medium tires. Just tell me about your qualifying, because I think you did not get the best lap out there, but I mean, the race turned out to be quite good at the end.
Yeah, qualifying, I was just confused. Should I start on softs or mediums? I was just waiting for top drivers like Karthik or Ink to just put their final lap so I can see what strategy they are trying. So I waited, and mostly they were planning on soft. So I waited, and in the final 5 minutes, I tried to get my final lap on the softs, but sadly I invalidated it, so no lap for me. And in the race, yeah, start was pretty good for me because there's it was very chaotic, so it helped me gain a lot of positions through first couple of corners only, and later on I was just using my medium tires, the advantage they had over the soft with the greening. So I was just trying and using them to overtake the drivers, and I was in a good position, but yeah, today pit stops were just not in my favor. So yeah, but nonetheless, it was a good race. Congrats to Karthik as well for an amazing race, and NV2, who I don't know why he was disqualified from pole, but yeah, still amazing race to be back on podium. Thank you, boys.
Yeah, great result for you, Tanish. Let's talk about the safety car reset, the second safety car reset. Tell us what happened there.
Uh, well, it was it was a proper repeat of the previous year. So I was just trying to do some Hamilton moves and creating a big gap so I can start, and all like before the start of the final two laps I can already have some gap. But on the exit of final corner, I just lost the rear and lost a lot of time there. So that helped Karthik to close some gap, and his new tires were just helping him a lot. And in the final lap through the, I don't know which corner is that, after the first straight, it was just I gave him a lot of space. I should have tried to stick my car to the middle, but yeah, he used that opportunity, and that was a very good racing from him. I couldn't do anything there. So yeah, no regrets, but it was good race. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
I
happy
have
to see you
I
back
have
racing,
another
Tanish.
question, if you
Yes,
don't
yes.
mind, ABD.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
did you
great.
decide to? Why did you? What made you think to not pit in the final safety car? What was your thought process?
It was a proper confusion, should I pit or not, because it's like the first mistake was to check behind if the drivers are on mediums or softs, if everyone would pit or not. Because the gap was there, to be honest, but I just misjudged the tires, and yeah, it was just, I should say, a silly mistake that was done there to not see the tire defense or what tires are the drivers on and if they'll pit or not. And yeah, I would have, if I would have gotten the chance, and or I would have seen that before.
Yeah, nonetheless, great race from you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very close. I mean, yet so far, to be honest with you, it's just that's a matter of, let's say, one sector where the raceman was taken away from you. But good race from you, good race, good clean racing from you as well. And let's move on to P3. Envy, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, to be honest with you, bro, I feel what happened. I mean, just let us know what happened first of all in the quali, because I think that was a
Uh,
very good lap from you, but yeah, it got taken away from you, to be honest.
so McLaren driver decided to stop in the front of the pits, and yeah, I had to brake, and then the game gave me a DNF. Sorry, DSQ. My bad.
Was that a
There's
contact,
not
or
much to
was
it.
it just due to just you stopped
No
at the pit
contact,
lane?
nothing. I had to just brake, and the game decided to disqualify me.
This it's quite infuriating. I feel for you, man. But yeah, you had a very good start. To be
No,
honest with you,
I
went
mean,
to
yeah, but then it was taken away by the McLaren. So again, McLaren. I don't know what's
Even
up
in
with this
the
team.
race start, I believe.
no. We saw the contact in
Yeah, we did.
the middle sector, if I'm not wrong, where both the McLarens had a synchronized spin, the IVD that we witnessed, right? That might have given him wing
I don't know
damage there.
why they were fighting. Like, I don't know, man. I honestly don't
It
know.
happens. I mean, it's a very heated moment at that point, but yeah. Still, I mean, it's a good finishing order from you. Although I think you're 27 points behind Karthik Sab right there, still in within grasp. But yeah. So just tell me what happened at the end, because I think made a good move around. And do you think you had an opportunity to at least get, let's say, at least get Karthik Sab at the end of the race?
No, zero. I
All
was
right.
just
Yeah.
aiming for the podium.
Good. At least you got to there. So yeah, good race. I mean, you made the best of your race. And yeah, do you have anything else to ask?
No, not really. But I would want to tell you, Envy, that we all of us had eyes on you. We were really vouching on you throughout the race, and P3 is really not bad. Given that you started from P18, it was really great stuff from you, and we just hope that you carried this momentum in Brazil as well.
Well, I
True.
appreciate it, man. I
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
All right. That's your podium interview done and dusted for the penultimate race of the season. There's still championship up for grabs in the next the final finale, that is Brazil. But before that, we have a couple of races lined up for you. That is tomorrow's ACC event, That's round 9, if I'm not wrong. And we have the Abu Dhabi GP for the F122 boys. That is the 2 tiers, Tier 1 and Tier 2. So do tune in. We have the lobbies already set. The YouTube events already set. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe what you have seen here. If you like the content around here, good. You can share your feedback in the comment section down below. Do join our Discord. There's a lot of fun things to discover and cherish. So yeah, that's me, SSJ and ABD signing off to tonight's commentary box, and we'll see you tomorrow for the ACC stream.